Kanan got over me real quick.
Me and Juke ain't really speaking right now.
I just wouldn't ever want her to come between us. I mean, me and her ain't friends.
Jukebox, right? Who the fuck are you?
Your punk-ass friends went home with some lumps.
I mean, Ronnie got his own life now. He's got his girl. That bitch from the bodega was at my house with him the other day, and they was getting into something.
I'll have to confirm what you are saying with my own people.
Do what you gotta do. Then I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
My cousin will have your head. Joaquin knows I'm here.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. And this one we're talking about season 3 episode 8 of Raising Kanan, and there's so much to dive into. We're gonna talk about Marvin and his FBI case is building. If you want full details on that, I literally just dropped a video 2 days ago talking about his whole case, everything they have on him, and how it's building, the witnesses and everything like that. And another witness, another snitch, was just revealed in this episode. It was a lot of you guys' theory, so we're gonna break that down. Also, we got to talk about Jukebox's girl group. We know by the end of the season they're gonna completely fall apart, and the threads to pull them apart are already shown within this episode, with Kanan switching from Aisha to Crystal, and now within this episode Crystal setting up Jukebox to get jumped, get hurt, so she could get the lead role in the group. We gotta break that down. And last but not least, the kill we all saw coming. Rock taking out Juliana once and for all. She was supplying the product to Ronnie and Kanan, and she needed to eliminate her, and she been had a bullet with her name on it, and she finally got her revenge within this episode. So we're gonna break down and explain all the things that led up to this and what could possibly follow all of it. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's dive right into it. Let's start with Marvin and knock him out the way, because once again, if you want the full details, go check out my last video on my channel. But if you want a quick summary, of course, Tanner and the FBI task force has been able to connect Marvin to all the killings and to the operation all the way from season 1 to now. See, they found out, of course, Tony Deep, she was a snitch, and she was able to identify Marvin in a drug operation. So Marvin, knowing he had a snitch on his hand, went and got Marco Baselli, who is Sal's son, to go and do the job. He goes and do the job. Of course, they get the kill on Tony Deep, but Marco Baselli dies in the process because his partner's an idiot. So Sal, pissed about this, that Marvin went behind his back to his son, tells Rock, hey, you owe me one, your brother Marvin, he has to go. And Rock like, nah, that shit not happening. So he decides to send the hitters anyway, tries to kill Marvin, ends up killing his girl, and then the war has officially started. We see Lou go and get revenge from Marvin, and then at the end of season 2, Sal sends one more hit at everyone, goes and shoots up Lou's studio, goes shoots up the apartment building and shoots Marvin, and also goes to Rock's house and kills Jukebox's mom, and Unique of course ends up saving Rock at the end. And now we saw in season 3 the war has kind of ended with Marvin killing Sal Baselli once and for all. So now with all this information, Tanner was able to connect and implicate it all back to Marvin, so we knew he was eventually gonna be taken down. But within this episode we learned some new information that Gerald, which was once again you guys' predictions, we've seen this whole entire season, he's been asking Marvin some sketchy ass questions, and I thought he was just like a reporter, and you guys was telling me, I'm like, damn, but this is power. If he was a snitch, I'm pretty sure they'd give us more than this. And within this episode we finally got it, where he meets with Tanner in the car, and Tanner asks him specifically for information on Marvin, where he's gonna take his daughters away. So we see why he's asking them these weird questions. Like in a few episodes ago, he asked him, was Dean really selling drugs? Within this episode he asked him about the record label, the shootings and all that, and Marvin, he's pissed. And now it kind of makes sense where they got the information about Tony Deep from, because we saw a few episodes ago within the conversation where Marvin and Gerald was in the park, they was talking about Jukebox, the guy came up to him and talked about Tony Deep. So now it makes sense how the police got this information, was able to connect all the dots. Gerald is snitching, and we know eventually Marvin is gonna find out, because we still got the clip from the trailer of Marvin looking pissed and mad staring right in front of Gerald. So the information is gonna come out and we gotta see how Marvin handles it, but it looks like he might be going down before the end of the season, and that's bad news for both Rock, Lou especially. We're gonna talk about that more tomorrow, and his girl Jukebox. On to Rock killing Juliana. Once again, this is a kill we all saw coming. Once we all got a glimpse of the scene of Ronnie going into Juliana's house and we saw her roof, we were able to piece it together with the trailers of Rock catching a body with the ceiling in the background, and we knew it was of course Juliana. And then after episode 7, when Vanessa caught Ronnie and Juliana kissing on the couch, I told you guys that she was going to be the one to tell Rock about Juliana, not necessarily that she was fronting Ronnie to work, but that she saw them together, because she just know her as the girl from Bodega. But Rock was looking for who was supplying Ronnie and Kanan to work, and once she found out it was Juliana, she knew she had to eliminate her. I also told you guys you didn't have to worry about Juliana's cousin, because I said Rock was gonna go directly to him and he wasn't gonna like Juliana going behind his back. And once he was able to confirm that it was true, he gave her the green light to go and take out Juliana, and that's exactly what she did. She been had a bullet with Juliana's name on it, and she finally paid her debt. This also caused a massive blow to of course Ronnie and Kanan, and of course Snaps and Pops. And we see in the next episode there's gonna be a big meeting about this. Snaps, Pops, Ronnie on the other side of the table looking at Kanan, telling him his mom is fucking up their business. They might have to cut him loose, and this helps Rock tremendously because of course the Asian she partnered with in episode 7 told her she had to deal with the competition. She couldn't really kill her own son, but now she was able to take out their supplier. I also still believe it's gonna be Rock who kidnaps Kanan in episode 9 in the scene where they're throwing him in a truck, and this is what she's gonna tell him. She talked to Snaps and Pops. He's done, he's out the game, and he's gonna tell her, you don't decide when I'm done. So the war is just gonna keep amping up between them, but currently it looks like Rock is winning, which she always does. But I think before the end of the season she would not leave unscathed. She's gonna have some losses with Marvin going to jail like I mentioned prior. We of course see her, Howard, and Marvin possibly taking out Lou. Once again, we're gonna focus on that more tomorrow. And then we gotta see the decision her son Kanan makes in the end. Will he strictly side with Ronnie, or will he decide to pick Rock even after all they went through? We're just gonna have to wait and see. And last but not least, Jukebox's girl group. That beef is boiling over, and we know it won't last much longer. Now, their first performance will be in episode 9. We gotta see how that plays out. They could crash or burn right here, and we definitely know it's within this episode, because in the episode 9 trailer at the end of episode 8, we of course see Jukebox wearing that outfit, so it's gonna take place here. Now, once again, they could crash or burn. It could go south really fast, and with Kanan already splitting the group even further apart by messing with Aisha, fucking that up, and also now being with Crystal, Jukebox isn't having any of this. And once again, they keep teasing her going to the army. I think every episode at this point, they had at least one scene with her meeting with the recruiters talking about it. Now within this one, she was talking about the possibility of backing out, but I think with this girl group crashing and burning, and with the whole situation with Marvin possibly going to jail, that by the end of the season she will end up deciding to just go ahead and join the military, as she will see it as she has not that many options left, especially because I think the only reason she wants to back out is because of the girl group. So once that falls apart, she really has nothing left. Now within this episode, their manager finally decided that Jukebox was gonna be the lead, and Crystal, she was pissed off about this and sent 2 of her friends to try to jump her. Now Jukebox, she was throwing a hand, she was beating the fuck out them. They pulled out the knife, and I thought it was raps for her, but we do see in the next scene Jukebox still makes it to the rehearsal and tells her 2 friends they were some hoes, they couldn't fuck with her. That's what she basically said. They got lumped up. That's what she told them. I'm like, yeah, this the Jukebox we've been waiting on, and I can't wait to see in season 4. But you guys let me know down below, what do you think happens with this girl group? And a lot of people are speculating that Jukebox's first kill could possibly be Crystal, which I think would be wild and crazy, because she's not a killer just yet, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. All I know is this girl group is on thin ice, and that ice is melting pretty fast. Overall, that's it for this video. You guys can let me know your thoughts and opinions on season 3 episode 8 down below. I think it was a pretty good episode. For some reason, all of them are feeling shorter. Is it just me, or for the last 2 episodes especially just feel so short? Also, let me know your predictions for the rest of the season, and you guys could come back tomorrow for the episode 9 trailer breakdown. Gonna point out all the clues and details of that and what's gonna take place for the rest of the season. So far in my depth predictions, I'm 4 for 4, and I had 2 other characters. They died in these last 2 episodes. 6 for 6 would be crazy. So be on the lookout for videos about that. Let me know your thoughts on each character, Marvin, Rock, all the decisions they're choosing to make. As usual, you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.